Hi, class. Here we are with the conclusion of the one and only Ivan. Silverback. It's a cloudy evening, chill and drizzly. Dinner is on its way, but I don't care. At night, we sleep in our den, but I'm always the last to head inside. I've been inside long enough. This time of day, there aren't many visitors, just a few stragglers leaning on the wall that separates us. They point, take a couple of photos, then head over to the nearby giraffes. One of the keepers is beckoning. Reluctantly, I turn to go. Out of the corner of my eye, I see someone running. I pause. It is a girl with dark hair, lugging a backpack. A man follows behind, racing to catch up. Ivan, the girl yells. Ivan! What do you think that might be? It's Julia. I scramble to the edge of the wide moat that skirts the wall. Julia and George wave to me. I dash back and forth, hooting and grunting, doing a gorilla dance of happiness. Calm down, says a voice. You're behaving like a chimp. I freeze. A tiny, nut-brown, big-eared head pops out of Julia's backpack. Nice place, says, who do you think that is? Says Bob, right. Bob, I say, it's really you. In the flesh. How? Where? I can't seem to find any words. George's job at the zoo doesn't start till next month, so he and Julia made an agreement. She's walking 3 extra dogs to cover my food. And get this, they're all poodles. You said you didn't want a home, I say. Yeah, Bob says, but Julia's mom's likes my company, so I figure I'm doing everybody a favor. It's a win-win. Julia pushes Bob's head back inside her backpack. You're not supposed to be here, she reminds him. Ivan looks great, doesn't he, Jules? George asks. Stronger, happier even. Julia holds up a little photo, but it's too far away for me to see. It's Ruby, Ivan. She's with other elephants now, because of you. I know, I want to tell her. I saw with my own eyes. We stare across the expanse that separates us. After a while, George pats Julia's arm. Time to go, Jules. Julia gives a wistful smile. Bye, Ivan. Say hello to your new family. She turns to George. Thank you, Dad. For what? For, she gestures toward me, for this. They turn to leave. The lamps that light the zoo pathways blink on, blanketing the world with yellow light. I can just make out Bob's little head sticking out of Julia's backpack. You are the one and only Ivan, he calls. I nod, then turn toward my family, my life, my home. Mighty Silverback, I whisper. And that's the end. So I think we got the happy ending we were hoping for through the whole story. And I do want to read one little additional section here. There's a little author's note here at the end of the book, and I want to read this to you as well. So this is a note from the author. If you recall, the author was Catherine Applegate, and so she included this extra information after the end of the story. The one and only Ivan is a work of fiction, but the inspiration for this imagined tale lies in a true story. So remember, fiction means that it's made up. It is not a true story. But she's saying that there are parts of this that did inspire her to write this story. Ivan, a real gorilla, now lives at Zoo Atlanta, but on the way to that happy ending, he spent almost 3 decades without seeing another of his own kind. So 3 decades, how long is that? 1 decade is 10 years, so 3 decades would be 10, 20, 30 years. So for 30 years, he did not see any other gorillas like him. After being captured as an infant in what is now the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Ivan's twin sister died en route to the U.S. or shortly thereafter. Ivan was raised in a home until he became unmanageable. At that point, he was added to an odd collection of animals housed at a circus-themed mall in Washington state. Ivan spent 27 years of his life alone in a cage. Over time, as an understanding of primate needs and behavior grew, public discomfort with Ivan's lonely state grew as well, particularly after he was featured in a National Geographic special entitled The Urban Gorilla. So that means as people started to realize that this wasn't a safe and happy environment for Ivan, people started to get upset about that. A public outcry followed, including heartfelt letters from children. When the mall where Ivan lived went bankrupt because they didn't have any more money, he was placed on permanent loan to Zoo Atlanta, which houses the largest group of captive western lowland gorillas in the nation. Ivan is now a beloved celebrity at Zoo Atlanta, where he lives contentedly with Kenyani and other gorillas. He is known for his paintings, which are often signed with his thumbprint, just like he did in the story. Ivan and Kenyani are real gorillas. And so, by the way, is Jumbo, whose story Stella tells to Ivan and Bob. But all other characters and situations in this novel are entirely the product of my imagination. When I started to write about the grim facts of Ivan's solitary existence, a new tale slowly began to take shape. At least on the page, where anything is possible, I wanted to give Ivan, even while captive behind the walls of his tiny cage, a voice of his own and a story to tell. I wanted to give him someone to protect and the chance to be the mighty silverback he was always meant to be. So I hope you liked our story and enjoy the rest of your day.